You're watching the Wellness Hour, news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, replacing missing teeth with dental implants. And according to my first guest, he said nobody should be wearing a loose-fitting denture. We have the co-founder of Nuvia Dental Implant Centers. They are across the country. They're the ones to watch. Many say that they are the go-to implant center when you want to get a brand new set of teeth in just one day. With us, we have Dr. Preston Hansen. Dr. Hansen, welcome to the program.
Hi, Randy. Thanks so much for having me.
So for people that don't know Nuvia, I mean, like, who's the typical dental implant patient that you see?
That's a good question. You know, you could probably talk about two different types of people. And
Okay.
this first typical patient is going to have most of their teeth, maybe they're missing some teeth. A lot of times they'll have gum disease or, loose teeth because of that. Often, decay and previous dental work. But they've reached a point where if we can't save those teeth and they're a good candidate, then they'll come in and we'll help them get a new smile. And those patients feel like at some point they're going to end up in a denture, which we don't want to have happen.
You don't like dentures?
Dentures are ancient technology.
Okay.
They're not actually a good option in our opinion.
Okay.
I could probably go on for too long about dentures, and I shouldn't, but we've known for years that dentures actually cause and in many cases accelerate bone loss. So we don't believe in them at all.
You don't like them. Now, what's the second category of patients you see?
The second category of patients is just those people who already are in dentures and may have been in for some number of years. And those patients are a little different because they don't typically go into the dental office anymore. They no longer have their teeth, right? They're wearing dentures. If they do go in, it's to maybe deal with an ill-fitting denture for a reline. And that's what I'm talking about. Dentures become ill-fitting over time because they cause bone loss.
So what happens? Okay, so the denture, you end up losing your bone.
Yeah.
So you have to get them made bigger?
Or bigger, you have to add material to them, over time to continue to make them actually fit on your...
So what do you do for those patients that are wearing dentures?
For those patients, we give them a high five for coming in, and we, as quickly as we can, we try to get them into dental implants and to give them a set of teeth on dental implants.
Now, you even told me on the day of the procedure, a denture wearer can literally walk in with no teeth, upper and lower, and walk out with upper and lower teeth that don't come out.
Yeah,
Is that right?
That's exactly
right.
Is
that common or rare within your...
It's not common. The word all on four or teeth in a day, a lot of people may have heard these terms.
Okay.
What we're talking about is a new smile that's supported by dental implants.
Okay.
And typically we're talking about all of the teeth, right? So an entirely new smile, top and bottom teeth, supported on dental implants. For many years, the standard process was to place the dental implants and then for that person attach a temporary set of plastic teeth.
So is that how it's done typically? Is you put somebody in a temporary set of teeth?
Yeah, the truth is right now the majority of places that provide this type of treatment place their patients in temporary teeth.
Okay.
And that can last for months to even over a year depending on the circumstances.
You kind of skip that part.
We skip that entirely.
Okay.
Because it's not good for anybody.
Right.
We really wanted to improve upon the patient experience with this type of treatment. And so we set out to do that some years ago and learned a lot of ways to not do it, but through a lot of research and development figured out how to give someone truly a permanent set, final teeth immediately instead of having to go through temporary teeth.
Now, at the top of the show, one of the things we said that, Nuvia as a business is like the fastest growing implant organization here in the U.S.
Yeah.
And you're all over the country. Is that correct?
That's
Because I've
correct.
wanted you guys on the show for quite some time. I wanted to figure out what you guys were doing.
Yeah, it's correct. We started in Salt Lake City, Utah, not too far from here, and have grown and spread from there.
And you're an oral surgeon, board certified oral surgeon.
Yeah.
Do most of the offices across the country, because you're here today as their spokesperson, do most of these offices have specialists in the office?
Absolutely. Our teams are amazing. Our teams are made up of prosthodontic specialists, right? Restorative
Those
doctors.
are the people that make the teeth.
Yeah,
and
that make the teeth, make the decisions on dimension and design, and exactly what does this need to look like and function. How do the teeth come together? And then we have surgical specialists, which are oral surgeons, right? Oral and maxillofacial surgeons. Our offices also, which is not common, have a dedicated anesthetist, so a CRNA, a nurse anesthetist that plays a specific role with the oral surgeon during the procedure so that people can come in and be comfortable, go to sleep, right? Not have to experience the procedure.
Okay.
Have it done efficiently.
So they're numbed up.
Yeah.
and they almost have no memory of the procedure.
Oh, yeah.
Is that true?
Exactly that. Exactly that. There's no other way to do that. It's 2024, almost 2025. We can't be.
Do you think this is the future of dentistry, that whether it's 10 years or 20 years from now, that dentures as we know them today will be gone, they'll all be attached to something? Do you believe that?
I really do. I really hope so as well. Because again, as I said, we think dentures are an ancient technology that should be left behind. It's not really good for a person to be in dentures.
Okay, good. Now you brought a stack of photos, right?
Yeah,
These are some of the patients that have been through the process. What are we looking at?
Yeah, these are some wonderful patients that our teams have treated. So this is Jay.
All right.
This is a patient that was treated by one of our teams. I have a few notes here I'm going to be able to read from. But,
okay.
So if you look closely here, Jay's got all sorts of problems going on, right? You can see that he's missing teeth. The teeth that are still in place don't look healthy. We're a little backed up, but there's decay there. There is gum disease, which is hard to see in these pictures, but gum disease and decay frequently go together, unfortunately. Okay. And so we also have loose teeth and old dental restorations, because it's not that Jay never had dental work done, but the work he's had done is now in a state of disrepair, right? And with teeth like this, you can't chew because it hurts,
okay,
and you don't have the teeth to do the chewing, and you also can't smile and be confident, right? So this gentleman had really an option of a denture,
yeah,
which is an option, a bad option.
But that's why they go to you.
That's why they come to Nuvia, exactly, yeah. So what we did for Jay was, we brought him in, and in one day, while he was asleep and comfortable, removed the teeth, able to remove all the infection,
okay,
clean things up, place dental implants, and then place his new teeth.
So he walks out like this?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, right?
Yeah.
It's so life-changing. You look at these pictures and it's almost like it could be two different people.
Yeah, he definitely looks different.
Right?
So if you look shaved his beard.
Yeah, exactly. So if you look at the after, would you say he looks a little younger?
Yeah, he definitely does. It's almost like it could be the son or the younger brother of the first guy.
Exactly right. It's that drastic. And I can guarantee he feels younger.
Time for some more photos.
Yeah. So let me give you another one. So this is Shira.
Okay.
A wonderful patient came in. Her biggest complaints were the feeling of judgment, right? She was uncomfortable being around her friends, being in social situations.
Okay.
Also with the decay and the issues she had going on with her teeth, she had trouble chewing, right? Same thing, hard to enjoy food. And the same pattern we see Shira is heading towards. The only other option is, I guess I could do a denture, but we refuse to believe that that's a good option for people. And so when we see Shira, we're able to offer her a full new smile on dental implants. Again, done in one day.
That looks good on that after.
Yeah. If you look really close. Same thing, right? I mean, you see the youthfulness come back.
Yeah.
These are people that, when you compare this before and after, this is the same person, really. It is, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The opportunities, the things that the person in that before picture has in front of them are night and day compared to the person after. I mean, we meet people every day, as we treat them every day, who they get jobs they otherwise would never have gotten.
So it's like their charisma comes back or their self-esteem comes back?
Yeah, everything. I mean, it's internal and it's external, right? So
okay.
The way they present themselves to the world is drastically improved. And every social interaction you have, which there's a lot of those as a human being, right? I mean, we live among people and we have to interact with each other. So that improves drastically, but also internally, right? So this is not just something that helps oral health and physical health, but mental health is drastically improved with this type of treatment.
You say that all of these people that you're sharing today have regrets.
Oh, gosh, the most common thing we hear is, I cannot believe I waited so long. Like, I should have done this 10 years ago.
Because people put off dental work, right?
Oh,
I know you're an oral surgeon, but did they ever come in and say, no offense, but I can't stand the dentist?
All the time, right? Yeah. It's not generally something somebody looks forward to. Fortunately, with our setup and our teams and the providers we have, people can have treatment at Nuvia in a very comfortable setting, right? With some anesthesia.
Okay.
And so you don't have to be awake for this type of work.
What's it like when they look at themselves in the mirror for the first time?
It's extremely emotional. Across the board, people are holding back tears. Now, most of our patients are worried, God, they can't afford this, right? But we have payment plans. And we work with everyone. We can help them find financing and a payment that fits their budget.
So you have people in your office, that's all they do, is help them get finance. Now, you have to have okay credit.
You do have to have okay credit, yeah.
Okay.
But there's so many opportunities and options out there to help make this a
You
reality
see people
for
are
people.
even getting co-signers to do this?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's common.
So, because
Yeah.
what? Dental insurance doesn't really cover this.
Yeah.
Medicare, Medicaid doesn't
Yeah.
really cover this.
You know, it's almost laughable to talk about dental insurance. I read the other day that the amounts that we have on our dental insurance plans haven't changed in 50 years, right? The $1,500 or $2,000 a year you could use in 1970 is the
Is that
same as
right?
it is now.
Okay.
And that probably bought a lot more dentistry back then, but it certainly isn't very helpful
But
these
people
days,
finance it.
So yeah, a lot of people finance this.
Nuvia.
Yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong. The way dental implants are typically done is in 2 to 3 places. You go to one office that does the surgery, another office that puts the teeth on top, and then you get them maintained elsewhere. At your office, you do all 3 parts. Is that why you do it so quickly?
You know, it's a little more complicated than that, but you're correct. Like typically there are multiple providers in multiple locations with multiple different, stressors and time constraints, right, that have to come together to help a patient have this experience. And so it's very challenging.
Okay.
We at Nuvia, we have everything all together, right? We even have, we even built our own lab, whereas you can
You said
still,
you print the teeth in the next room.
Yeah.
You actually make the teeth right there.
We make the teeth right there because we needed that control. We needed that control to be able to deliver the product, deliver the experience that we really wanted to deliver to these people. Now, I want to be clear on one point. What's unique about Nuvia and our process is a patient comes in and has their procedure, has the surgery, has the dental implants placed,
Okay.
and then it's 24 hours later, the next day, that they'll come back in and receive their final permanent teeth.
The permanent teeth.
Yeah.
Now, and how that's typically done, and probably 99% of the time, and people need to know, I'm not trying to side with you, but this is something you explained to me, is that how it's typically done, just like that, where they would remove the teeth and put a temporary teeth on that they may have for 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
And then after that, then they come back and get the permanent or so-called permanent teeth, which are made out of zirconia or a different material.
Exactly.
You just do that 24 hours later
Exactly.
and skip that middle step.
Exactly. Yeah. And skip all the processes. Like typically someone will come back after wearing a temporary for 3 to 6, 8 months, whatever, and then start a whole process anew.
Okay.
New records, new designing, new planning.
So it's a lot more visits to
It's
the
a
office
lot more
in this
visits.
other.
Exactly. It's a lot more visits.
So when you hear things like teeth in a day, things like that, it's really temporary teeth.
It's really temporary teeth in a day.
Does that frustrate you at all?
I mean, I suppose now, many years ago, right, before we innovated this process, that's how we did it too, because we didn't know any better, right? So, but that also gives me the vantage point of understanding the downsides of that workflow. And the biggest problem is just, no matter how clear the instructions are, no matter how strong you feel like you've made a temporary materials are weak, and they break.
They break.
They do. And there's nothing fun about someone who just spent a lot of time and investment in themselves to get this life-changing smile made, and then to feel like this thing breaks every Friday afternoon, waiting and waiting. And so that's what we sought to change, right? We didn't want that experience for people anymore.
Now we have mentioned that, some people say Nuvia is the leader in implant dentistry, fastest growing organization for implants across the country.
Sure.
But and you're doing it at the highest level as far as technology. But does it cost more? Is it more expensive to go to you?
Absolutely not. Actually, in many cases, because of what we've built and the efficiency we've built,
Okay.
and doing it all in one place, right? Not having to send something out to a third-party lab and whatever that bill is, right? We can control that whole environment, so it's very predictable and
So it can be
not
less
any more
in
expensive.
many cases.
Yeah, certainly.
How old can you be to get this done? Like, what's the higher end?
This is a
ages?
common question.
Okay.
A lot of people think there is an age limit. There's really not. There's really not an age limit. We have people that have been treated in their 90s.
Right.
And
Why
some
would a
people might
90-year-old
say,
wanna do this, though?
In all honesty, they're the ones driving this. They talk us into it. Because if you ask yourself, what do they want to do? What do they spend their time doing? They spend time with others. They want to eat food together. They want to spend time with their friends, and they want to enjoy it. They don't want to, have discomfort
But
trying to get through it.
statistically, if you're 90 years old, aren't those implants more likely to fall out?
That's not true, actually.
Okay.
That's really not true.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So age doesn't matter.
Age really doesn't matter. It's every individual has, they bring their own picture of health to the treatment.
So if a 70-year-old is in your practice saying, "Doc, am I too old for this?" Not even close?
Not even close, actually. I would say the average age is mid-60s to mid-70s. That's
Okay.
actually a really common age range for
Now,
people to do
people
this.
over 70 statistically are on like 3 or 4 medications. Can you be on medications and still get this done?
Oh, absolutely.
Like osteoporosis medications?
Sure.
Is that right? Okay.
Everything has to be dealt with, and we have a very robust, medical clearance process because, again, patient experience can be harmed if we don't have their safety in mind, right, or their health history and their health issues in mind. So everyone will go through a medical clearance process to make sure that preparations are made. But upon doing that, yeah.
But what about bone? Okay, so if you're wearing dentures, if you've been wearing them 20 years, can you still do this? Isn't it true you don't have enough bone to do this?
In some offices, they might encounter providers that can't provide it because of that. It is true that as you lose bone, this treatment can become a little more advanced, right? Require a little bit more, but that doesn't mean we don't have the skilled personnel to do it. Our surgeons are second to none, and we do everything we can to not turn someone away. So bone is not really an issue either.
So it's not an issue. So you haven't had to turn people away because they don't have enough bone.
No, yeah, we've got the skills to do it.
So there's things you can do.
There really are things.
And 90-year-olds are doing this.
Yeah.
So are the patients getting older and older that are doing this, or younger and younger? Combination of both?
God, that's a good question. It's kind of like a combination of both. I certainly think, the people that we talk about, like the baby boomer generation, right? That certainly is a large group of people that is finally, taking action and doing something for themselves, right? A lot of them are wonderful people that have raised families, been doing something for other people, and now they're ready to do something for themselves. But we also are seeing some younger folks, and whether it's people that have lived hard lives or whatever, right? They've reached a point where if you're stuck with the option of denture or dental implants, we always want to choose dental implants.
Now, what about bad gums? What if somebody has bad gums, like a gum infection? Can they do it?
Absolutely. That's the treatment, right? If you have bad gums, if you've got periodontal disease or gum disease, you often have teeth that need to be removed. And
So
that would
they
be
are
the
like the
treatment for
ideal
it.
candidate.
Exactly, yeah.
So
They
that's
would
who you
become
see
ideal.
mostly? People with some bad gum problems?
Yeah, all the time.
You clean up the infection?
Clean it up. The procedure removes all of that and sets them on a course of healing.
All right, good.
Yeah.
You have time for a few more.
I do. Let's hand over another one here. So this is Will, another wonderful patient treated by our team. You can look and immediately see all these problems Will has, right? Again, we've got some missing teeth. We've got gaps in our teeth. We've got unhealthy gums. You can't tell from the picture, but we've got loose teeth, right?
Okay.
And we've got failing dental restorations, right? Dental work that was done in the past that is now failing, and leaving him, again, with that option of, do I do a denture or do I do something more comprehensive and take care of this once and for all? And so for Will, our teams were able to have him in and provide him a new smile on dental implants in one day.
Now, in the picture, I'm reading right here,
Yeah.
permanent teeth in 24 hours.
Yeah,
Exaggeration?
not an exaggeration.
So in some cases, you could, like if somebody's watching this,
Yeah.
now of course you'd have to have openings in the schedule and everything else, but they can get teeth like the day after tomorrow,
Exactly.
upper and lower teeth.
Yeah, exactly. It seems too good to be true. It's
Yeah.
not. It's really not.
It's because you're doing everything in-house, your
because
own lab, things like that.
the whole process is controlled and designed for that purpose. Designed for the patient experience, right? Which is not waiting around in some temporary that's going to break over and over, right? We're going to give you new teeth. They're going to be permanent, and you're going to do it in 24 hours.
Okay. Now, something you said that you helped me understand, that the way it's typically done is most practices put you in a temporary set of teeth for quite some time.
Yeah.
Like plastic-like teeth.
Yeah.
And you give them the permanent teeth made of zirconia. Is
Correct.
that right?
Correct. Yeah.
So you've kind of skipped that temporary
24 hours.
process.
Yeah, we innovated a process to be able to skip that onerous process. That was wonderful technology in the early 1990s when this was being done, and being developed and figured out how to be done. But it's been more than 30 years, right? It was time for the next iteration, right? The disruption of what went before to take place for what can happen now. And we have so much new technology. We have new materials.
So you've kind of pioneered this concept.
Yeah.
Do your oral surgeon buddies, do you tell them, are they skeptical sometimes?
Oh, sometimes maybe a little bit, but all I have to do is explain to them that wouldn't you rather those dental implants were supported immediately by something so strong as opposed to a weak temporary material?
Okay.
And that clicks right away because as oral surgeons, we're used to having to hold things together, whether it's teeth or bones, and rigidity.
Very nice.
It's a big important thing.
Very nice. Now I know you have more photos.
I
I'm going to
do.
rush you a little bit. 'Cause
I
only have
do.
a
We
few minutes left.
should rush. Here's another one.
And all these patients you're showing me would have been in a denture. That was an option.
Yeah. That certainly was one of the options. Again, a bad option, right? I have to keep bringing that up because we feel so strongly about it. But I mean, just look at these teeth, right? And if you look at the before, you can't see this that much from the picture, but very loose teeth because of gum disease, right? Periodontal disease. The support around those teeth are gone. There's no way to get loose teeth to be not loose again. There's really no way to do that. And so these people often are faced with a denture or something more comprehensive, right? Which is why they come to see us.
So that after, I mean, she looks good.
Yeah. So
You say over time they smile more, or it gets bigger because they're so used to not smiling.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Oh, that's absolutely true. People have trained themselves to deal with, what they're lacking in their mouth, right? And if you don't have something you're confident of, you will train yourself to either not smile at all, which is probably the more common, or smile so poorly or so small that it surprises them when they've got this new beautiful smile, and how to actually relearn how to smile over the next few weeks. And that's kind of a fun experience to watch as well. Well, we'll keep this going.
Oh, wow. Now that's got to be unusual. Is that unusual to have teeth like that?
It may appear unusual, and I think it's just because when we're out and about, we don't see people like this because they're not smiling, right? They're not interacting with us.
Okay.
They're too shy, right? They're not working with us because they didn't get hired, or they're not in our social group because of their confidence level, right? But that's actually really common. I mean, we see wonderful people like that suffering from this every day. And then we deliver, if you look at the after here.
That's very nice.
We deliver wonderful, beautiful new teeth that change their lives like that every day.
Now, like on the before photo, when we look at the before and after, I mean, she does look younger, more sophisticated in the after. But you say that, I mean, this can go on for like 10 or 15 years of people not liking their teeth.
Oh, yeah.
So they're regretting, like, I should have done it earlier.
Exactly. That's one of the most common things. Is I cannot believe I waited so long. Because think of all that life they could have lived with new teeth, right? And we all only have one life. There's a finite amount of time we all have.
So you say the patients, when it's all done, will tell the doctor, Doc, you've changed my life.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
you hear that a lot.
Our doctors, we are hearing that every day, right? The truth is, it's really the patient, it's really the person that has changed their lives because they've chosen to do something, right? They've decided, hey, enough's enough. I'm going to act. I'm going to do something about this. And they come into Nuvia and we help them with that decision.
How soon can they eat after it's all done?
They can eat right away. It's a little bit softer. We're not having them chew on almonds or carrots that are really hard, but people can eat right away. In many cases, the eating right away is better than what they were eating with beforehand.
Can they eat, like when it's healed up, I mean, they could eat like a corn on the cob or like an apple with their front teeth or steak or chewy things?
Yeah, there's no
Or are
limits.
there restrictions?
No, there's no
ice
limits.
Ice cubes?
There's no limits, yeah.
I mean, you don't want them eating ice cubes, but they could if they wanted to. It's whatever you could eat with your regular teeth.
Exactly, yeah.
Strong teeth.
Yeah. This material is strong. In many cases, stronger than regular teeth.
And these are meant to last, as long as you last.
These are designed to last a lifetime, yeah.
So as long as you and you take care of them just like regular teeth, go in for some checkups a couple times a year?
You do continue to come in and have checkups, x-rays to check how implants are doing, cleaning to make sure things stay clean and whatnot. Right. But I mean, the beauty is they can't get cavities again, right?
Okay.
So the only thing remaining is the same type of bacteria that would maybe cause gum disease can affect dental implants, and so we're doing home care and in-office visits to help take care of that.
Good. Time for a few more.
Yeah.
2 minutes left.
Let's keep going, right? We see wonderful this is a big, strong, tough person and very emotional with the new teeth. Life-changing. Here we have another one.
Very nice.
Same thing.
All of these people, again, option would have been a denture.
Option is
That's
a denture.
why they go to Nuvia.
Yes. We must not end up in a denture.
Okay.
It's a terrible thing for our long-term oral health to be in a denture.
Another one. Very nice.
Another one here, yeah. Very drastic, right? Already missing. Already without teeth on the top there. Drastic change. One thing that's interesting with this is...
Wow. I mean, this looks like porcelain veneers on this...
Yeah. And that's by design, right? That's by design. So if you look at this after, the way it matches and the way it fills the smile correctly, it wasn't just like gosh, we got lucky and it worked out, right?
Okay.
I mean, everything is by design. It's very sophisticated, very precise to get results like that.
And you plan everything on a computer.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, we use a lot of digital technology, computer-aided design, right? We design things
Okay.
on a computer. We manufacture things on a computer. But it's massive.
Wow. I mean, this woman, it looked like her upper teeth were like almost like nubs.
I mean, yeah. I mean, in such bad shape, right? So again, denture or something else.
Are you ever in front of a patient on a consult? You're hearing their hard luck story. They've decided they're going to move forward with this, but you can't help but get excited and go, they have no idea how good this is going to be.
Oh, all the time. This is the easiest type of work to get up in the morning for and be excited about every day.
Okay.
I mean, I joke as an oral surgeon, right? Nobody ever gave me a hug for taking their wisdom teeth out.
Okay.
But when we do this is so
like a big deal.
It's a very big deal.
And you guys celebrate with them when they get their new
We
teeth.
do, yeah. Many of them choose to, share their story with us and, in effect, share it with everyone else because that's the most important thing, right? It's enough for me to say it, but if you can see people that have actually gone through it, it really helps. It really helps understand what it could do for you.
So if they want to make an appointment, because you have offices stretched out all over the country, do they go to the website first? Do they call one of the offices near them first? And do people, I think you said, travel great distances to see you?
Yeah, all of the above, really.
Okay.
Primarily, going to the website is a great place to start. We have a eligibility quiz on there that helps you figure out if you're going to be a good
You have a
candidate
book
for this.
too on the cost guide.
We do have a book that's wildly popular, and they're able to get a copy of that as well if they'd like through the
Kind of
through
goes
the
over
website.
step by step by step.
Yeah. It kind of breaks it down, in a little more structured
Now,
format to help
correct
them.
me if I'm wrong as a recap here. So with Nuvia, somebody goes in, you determine whether they're a candidate. If they say yes, then you design the smile, and the third step is they get their new teeth.
Exactly.
Is that right? That's
Yeah.
not an oversimplified version?
It's really that simple.
Is that
It's
right?
really that simple. And it's permanent teeth, right? These teeth are final. It's not a temporary set of teeth.
No
that we
temporary.
just see.
And I'm paraphrasing you slightly, but when we were talking on the phone before you came out,
Yeah.
that because you're the co-founder, that
Yeah.
you've kind of scoured the earth to find the best oral surgeons, prosthodontists
yeah.
that do this. Do you believe that?
Yeah, we have our teams are really our second to none, and they're now engaged in a way of restoring teeth that nobody else is doing, and so they really are literally the Earth's experts at this this type of work.
We're out of time. Great stuff. For somebody watching this, there are the two categories. One, they still have their teeth, but they're in really bad shape,
Yeah.
and they're headed to a denture. They don't want a denture. The other group, they're currently wearing a denture.
Yeah.
They've heard what you have to say today, but they're still afraid. They're still skeptical. What do you say
Sure.
to them?
Simple invitation, an open invitation. We want you to come in. Please
Okay.
come in, meet us, meet our teams. We offer a consultation for people to come in and get an x-ray, see what's going on, talk about their options, but it's an open invitation. We really want people to come in and see us.
Okay, good. Dr. Hansen, I want to thank you for coming to the show. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks. You've been watching the Wellness Hour news that makes you healthier. I'm Randy Alvarez. For now, I wish you good health.